I ran from Disneyland security, and this is that story. Before I get into the video, I would like to quickly introduce what I do. I currently work for the Walt Disney Company, so because of that, I must keep my identity concealed. With that said, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Now, on to the video. So, this story takes place in one of the character restaurants that they serve breakfast in with a friend of mine. This restaurant has a buffet-style dining experience that has characters. The food they serve is amazing not because it's breakfast, but because of the quality of the food they use. They have an omelet station, Mickey waffles, you name it. They have characters like Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, etc. that go around while you're eating and entertain the guests. However, these characters only come out in the morning. I have a coworker who transferred to this particular restaurant in the resort, and he promised me an offer that I couldn't refuse. Free food. So, at the time the story took place, I was still fairly new to the company. I was going to the resort with a different friend of mine, and we went in pretty early, and my friend suggested we get something to eat since it was still morning. So I suggested back to her, how about we go to one of the character breakfast locations? My friend objected due to how pricey it can be, and I quickly told her it would actually be free for us. This was an enticing offer, and I explained that I have another friend that works inside of this restaurant that we would go to, and he has offered to hook me up with free food. So she decided to accept the offer and give it a shot. So we arrived at the restaurant, and we didn't go through the front entrance. We actually went through the side entrance, and in hindsight, it turns out it was the exit. Once inside, we saw all the delicious food and saw the characters, and we were giving ourselves a tour just looking around watching the characters. We tried looking for my friend who worked at this restaurant, and unfortunately, we couldn't find him. We eventually decided to leave since it seemed like he was not working for the day. However, a cast member asked us if we were going to eat food. Before we could even answer, she said if we were going to get any food, we needed to do so now before they switched over to lunch, and she handed us a tray. Like the dummies we are, we just go with it. We started loading our trays up with the food that was being served, and we went ham and got everything we could get our hands on, like Mickey waffles, bacon, eggs, omelet, anything you could think of, we got it. Once we were satisfied with what we selected, we sat down, and my friend quickly realized she forgot her syrup. I was munching down on the food that I had, and I then noticed someone was approaching me, and I began to freak out. Once approached, he asked me why was I sitting in an unassigned seat. He asked why didn't I have a stamp. I sat there terrified because I didn't know what to do, so I lied. I could have just said that a different cast member had actually given us a tray to go get food and it was a mistake, but because of my original intentions of getting free food in the first place, it didn't cross my mind to say that. I told him that I actually didn't pay, and my friend was the one who was inside who might know something about that. I told him to come back once she arrives. So he takes off and he goes to talk about it with the hostess, and he picks up the phone. And while that was happening, my friend came back, and I was freaking out still, and I was silent for a minute. My friend asked me if I was okay, and I shake my head and I say, no, I think we need to go. You should grab what you can. I think someone is calling security on us. And I look to her left and I see the cast member coming back, but with a new friend, which was security. My friend saw the terror in my face, and I tell her, we really need to go, like right now. My friend followed my lead, and we immediately started running, Forrest Gump style. We never looked back. We ran for the park exit, and we were worried that they would hold us up at the gate, so we just kept running, and luckily, they didn't question us or anything for our running. We just kept running all the way to the car, and we managed to make it home, but I had work later, and because I was new, I was horrified to go in because of what had just happened. I was worried because I was not sure if I'd be called in for this. Like, what if they look at the camera footage from me running through one of the stores and identify me? Because I was still fairly new at the time, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I go into work and nothing ever comes of it. Days and eventually weeks go by and not a word, so I guess I got lucky this time around. I hate to say this, but yeah, I did do it again. I clearly didn't learn my lesson. The next time I did this, a few years had passed at this point. And the reason behind why I did it again was just to be cool. I had a date I was bringing in with me and I wanted to impress her. That was really it. I was already bringing her into the park for free, so you'd think that'd be good enough, right? Nope. I was stupid enough to tell her that I would be hooking us up with free food from the restaurant that my friend works at. And I told her what the plan was. In this stupid plan, I figured the last time we got caught was because we sat in plain view. So I figured if we sat elsewhere, they wouldn't figure it out, right? Wrong. I was stupid enough to sit at a different restaurant not far from there. So my date shockingly likes the plan, which was dumb on both of our part. And once we got to the resort, I checked if my friend was working, and he said, yeah, he is. It was perfect. It worked out for once. I was able to take advantage of his offer, so we head over and I have her sit at where we planned to eat. I went over to my friend's restaurant where he was working, and he had a whole tray ready for both my date and I. So I snuck in through the exit and sneak back out, and I go to her and sit down. In my head, I was thinking I had just committed the best heist in history of heists, which, stupid, but it didn't take long before the obvious flaw in the plan finally came into play. Yep, as I'm eating, I see a manager and security walking together. And I think to myself, haha, wouldn't it be funny if they were coming to us? Major oof, because they point at us, and let's just say I needed a new pair of Jordans because I knew I had messed up at this point. Bad. I get flashbacks of me running away the last time this happened, and I look to my date and I tell her, we need to flee the scene now. Security's coming towards us, we gotta go. So after some scrambling around, we rush out of our seats, and like before, we run like hell. We got away, but my friend who worked at the restaurant, he wasn't so lucky. My friend gave me a call after we fled the scene, and he said the managers apparently saw him preparing the tray for us. So they kept an eye on him as he did so. And they apparently had watched him hand it off to me, and somehow even recognized that it was me from the last time I was there years ago. He said they apparently then followed me to where I was sitting and had called security to come question us. He was horrified because they could have fired him, but he quickly explained that it was a misunderstanding. He lied and said that he thought the people, which was us, the people, had actually ordered the food to go. So that is why he was packing it in to-go boxes. He said it was just an honest mistake, and they fortunately let him off the hook. So from this point on, we never tried anything stupid like that ever again. So moral of the story, just don't steal. We never pulled a dumb stunt like that ever again, and luckily nothing ever came of it. I know it's pretty stupid to even try it in the first place. So definitely never try to do anything that could endanger you or anyone you know just for the sake of looking cool. Anyways, thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved it. Thank you for watching.